Hey everybody, welcome to the Try Hards podcast.
I'm Jeany Brovo.
And I'm Poky Plays. Why aren't you wearing a mask?
What?
Why aren't you wearing a mask?
What do you mean?
We're within 6 feet of each other. We need to be wearing a mask.
That's not how that works.
No, we're within 6 feet of each other. We need to wear a mask.
Why?
Because I said so.
Why?
Because I'm, as the business owner. Okay, fine. For those of you who don't recognize that, that's actually the mask we got in Otaku Box, our first one.
Yes.
If you did not see the last episode of Try Hards podcast, we opened Otaku Box. Go ahead and check it out on YouTube if you want to.
We also have every picture on Twitter and on our Discord channel.
Yep. If they're in a spoiler tag, then they're not safe for work.
Yeah,
and those are only on Discord.
Yes, only on Discord.
So if you want to see those, join the Discord in the description below.
Yes.
And also, if you want to give us questions and answers or Q&A, and topic suggestions, those are in the podcast.
Indeed.
Discord as well.
Discord,
not that cord. Discord.
So, hey Google, roll a 17-sided die. Just wait. Just wait.
You got two.
You want
Yeah.
to turn the volume up like Google Home?
Hey Google, volume up. Medical.
I found a few locations for medical near you. If you're visiting due to
Google?
COVID-19, give
Hey,
your
Google.
healthcare provider
Shut up.
Shut up.
Just after Dave was admitted to the hospital, he heard a knock at the door of his room. "Come in," Dave said. In came a woman. "I am your doctor," she said. "Please take off your clothes." Dave asked her if she meant for him to remove all of his clothing, and she told him that it was just what she did mean. That was just what she did mean. So he took off all his clothes and she examined him. Nose, throat, chest, stomach, thighs, feet. When she finished examining him, she announced, You may get into bed. Do you have any questions?" "Just one," said Dave. "Why did you knock?" Let me read another one. That one wasn't really that good. A cardiac specialist died at his funeral.
We've read this one. We've read this one.
Oh, that's right. Okay. Okay, another one.
I'm a gynecologist.
A patient asks through his oxygen mask, "Nurse, are my testicles black?" The nurse replies, "I can't tell. I'm only here to wash your face and hands." The head nurse was passing and saw the man getting a little distraught. She marched over to inquire what was wrong. "Nurse," he mumbled, "are my testicles black?" Being a nurse long-standing, she was undonned. She whipped back the bedclothes, pulled down his pajama trousers, moved his penis out of the way, had a good look, and announced, "There's nothing wrong with them." Startled, the man pulled off his oxygen mask and exclaimed, "I said, are my test results back?"
That's better. That's better.
That was good.
That's better.
So, this is a thing that Poke was telling me about. He has not given me a topic list
At all.
for this podcast.
But before we begin that, I want to thank Anchor for allowing us to be on their
Of
platform.
course. If you want to get your own start on a podcast, go to anchor.fm and start up there.
Yeah, and get yourself started there. And of course, we want to announce that after the dark joke because going before it sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah. It's like, hey, thank you for sponsoring us, Anchor. Now let's get into some medical dark humor jokes about my testicles being black.
And then a guy screwing a dog in a back alley while he's waiting for the woman with the sore tooth.
Oh yeah, it's true. I forgot about that.
Where's that old lady with a sore tooth?
You're peeking really bad.
It's not peaking, it's just maxing out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have not given you a topic list for this, but I
Yeah.
want to start off by asking, how have you been?
I've been pretty good, man. I got some new stuff. I got a new butterfly knife.
And you finally got to start playing Xenoblade Chronicles
I
Definitive
did!
Edition.
Oh my gosh. So I've gotten into Galahad Fortress.
Yeah, which is pretty far in.
Yeah. I got there in 3-4 days, I want to say.
Sounds about right.
Now, my only problem is since this is my first playthrough, I have been playing it mostly on casual mode.
Yeah.
But I do plan on doing a second playthrough
New
on
game
fully
plus
normal.
normal.
Yeah. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's an insane masterpiece of a game.
Yeah, I love that game so much.
Mm-hmm.
We still won't get into spoiler territories for it for anyone who hasn't played it yet.
Right.
Go play Xenoblade. Seriously, do it.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
But yeah, and wanted to give a quick shout out real quick to Paprika Studios for their wonderful art and the live streams that I quite enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen them on Twitch yet, but you really should.
Yeah, I sadly have not, but I will probably end up looking at them after this podcast.
And I also want to give a shout out to Essenger for creating Twitch safe music, and for just creating amazing music, really.
Mm-hmm.
We have his music up here on cassette tape and all the FLAC forms and everything. And he's very responsive on Twitter, which is something that you don't see a lot out of musicians.
Correct.
It's actually really nice to get to talk to somebody who just acts like a human,
Yeah.
instead of being like under a corporate or something like that.
Right.
It's actually a good way to say it because one of his songs is literally talking about getting away from a corporate, which was Empire of Steel.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good song.
Listen to it. It's great.
But now, I want to ask you a quick question.
Okay.
Whenever we started up this channel,
Mm-hmm.
we started out with... This channel started out as basically our version of The Runaway Guys.
Yes.
It was video games with you and me.
Yeah, our idea was we were walking around and we've been talking about for a while making a conjoined channel. And the topic came up that you had brought up, like, well, what if we did something similar to the Runaway Guys?
Yeah.
And I enjoyed that idea, but as you guys saw, the channel didn't really go as planned.
And the reason that we got the idea to do The Runaway Guys, for those of you who don't know, the reason that you and I both got started on YouTube was watching people like the early days of Super Mario Logan, people like Chugga Conroy.
Right. Me personally, it was mostly like Chugga Conroy, and there was this one YouTuber that I watched. It was Peanut Butter Gamer.
Peanut Butter Gamer was a really good one. JonTron was a good example of a good early guy.
Game Theorists.
Yeah, Game Theory was a good one. And really, I mean, you saw I started a channel, because I had my channel first.
Yeah.
You've gone through multiple different instances of channels, and there's actually some videos that you've made that were posted on Facebook instead of YouTube.
Shut up, shut up, shut up.
But you and I both started out we did plush videos and Lego videos.
Yes.
My first two videos were the 8-bit Mario and the Pigman.
Yeah.
As you know. And your first video was Lego.
It was something like that. I forgot what the actual first video was. I think it was I made like this little camera or something like that.
I remember your first video that I remember seeing was on Facebook of you building something out of Lego. It was something really, really cool if I remember correctly, but it was Lego.
Yeah, I don't know what it was.
You and I both started out with the Lego stuff because that was what was interest us at the time, and we had a lot of Lego.
It was huge at the time.
I had a lot of Lego. I still got a lot of Lego. They're actually in this closet beside us.
Yeah.
But then over time, you and I evolved into different channels.
Yeah.
You went into an art channel. My channel became gaming.
Yeah, I went to art for a bit, and whenever we started Minecraft Live together, which was, what, 2017, 2016?
2017 or 2016, we started playing Minecraft Live.
Yeah, it was, that was...
Don't message me asking to be in Minecraft Live!
No, never again. Tangent aside. But yeah, we did Minecraft Live, and that was whenever I decided, I'll do some gaming, because it was really fun to record and all that stuff.
Sit down and have a nice recording session
Yeah.
of just us playing games together.
Yeah, it was fun. And I mean, I still do that to this day. I play with Edwin a lot, or whenever I did play on PS4.
And but another thing about that was whenever you and I were younger, we would sit down and play games like Super Smash Bros., Kirby Air Ride.
Yeah.
We would play a lot of video games together, and
Yeah.
that's something that, as time went on, I started getting a job, and you started devolving into PS4 and online gaming and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I went to PC gaming. So we never really had time anymore to sit down and play video games together.
So we decided, because we started hanging out every Saturday at the time, this was before quarantine, we had decided to make a conjoined gaming channel that we would both record together. We bounced some ideas off of each other, but inevitably we went on to Dokapon Kingdom as our first playthrough.
And we still have that save file. It's we've still got. I think all the recordings did go up, right?
Yeah, all the recordings went up. We got to a point where it felt like we weren't having fun.
Yeah. So that's why we stopped playing Dokapon Kingdom.
Yeah, it felt kind of like a chore.
So,
to do so.
but recently, as you've seen, I've been playing console games again on streams and stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bounce this idea off of you
Okay.
of going back to playing video games together like that.
I would love to.
But instead of focusing on dead set Dokapon Kingdom, let's broaden our horizons a little. We've got a Wii that's got GameCube and Wii capabilities. We've got GameCube controllers. We've got all the stuff we would need. And instead of doing like we were doing where we were recording to a flash drive and then bringing it to the computer, let's just plug the capture card up to the computer, have a little bit of latency there, that's fine. And just enjoy playing Dokapon Kingdom, Kirby Air Ride, our games again.
Yeah.
I mean, because we haven't gotten to really play Dokapon Kingdom in a while.
Yeah.
It's still a fun game. We still love it.
Yeah.
We just never got that far in the game. It's very difficult to get far in there because you can get screwed really quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And you're trying to screw each other over as well.
Right.
So I wanted to bounce that idea off of you of potentially reopening that idea of now that we're getting a little bit more followership because of the podcast.
Yeah.
Potentially going to playing video games again.
That was, I'm kind of glad to hear that because I've been on, like, a video game deficiency thing.
Yeah.
Because, as I said in the last podcast, I've been staying with my uncle, and obviously he has 2 children, and he can't afford to have a game system.
Yeah.
Because it would just take up all of his time.
And, of course, I mean, you have a Switch.
I have my
it's actually
Switch.
sitting right here.
Yeah, I was planning on playing some Xenoblade later. But, that's the only really thing I have is, like, Smash and Xenoblade.
And, I mean, like, that's not enough to enjoy video games, and you can't really do it to
Right.
play together at that point either.
Right.
But I did want to bring that idea up to you of what if we brought the tryhards to a mixture of course, we're going to have the tryhards on crack.
We're gonna have the podcast episodes.
The podcasts will still be episodes. I'm thinking of splitting them up into highlight reels.
Yeah.
So instead of uploading the full podcast, because I want the audio podcast to be our main topic.
Yeah.
The video podcast is mainly for Otaku Box and stuff like that. So we'll still be uploading the full video podcast on somewhere, but I'm starting to think that maybe uploading it to the Tryhards channel is not the 100% best idea.
Yeah, we'll probably end up setting up like a VODs channel or something like that.
So probably end up setting up. Actually, we could set up a Tryhards podcast channel.
Yeah.
And then if that ends up being the case, I mean, that would mean that we could go back to playing video games together. So I guess the topic would come up of what games would you want to play? I mean, we've already started Dokapon Kingdom, so we could play a couple of those again. We have the Kirby Dreamland series, or Return to Dreamland. We've got Super Mario Galaxy. We've got New Super Mario Brothers, and of course, going back to the GameCube era, we could just do City Trial and Kirby Air Ride.
Yeah, just have like discussions and all that while playing that.
Yeah, just playing Kirby Air Ride and stuff like that. We've got we've got pretty much the world of video games is what we have.
Yeah.
Anything from Wii and below we can play.
There was actually something that I was thinking about doing. We have talked about this, but it never really got in depth. And that is, obviously, as you can tell by, well, you can't see it, but there's a Monado behind him. There's a whole Xenoblade shelf behind him.
You can actually see
love,
Pyra right here.
Yeah, we love Xenoblade.
We really love Xenoblade Chronicles.
And the idea would be to actually play Xenoblade for you guys. However,
the problem with that arises of it's not really multiplayer.
However, I'm fine with that.
I would be half and half on it. I feel like for a joint channel, should be more of together type things. Like if we did do a Tryhard stream of Xenoblade, which is something that's different. I don't mind sitting down having the Tryhard stream Xenoblade Chronicles in order to, because that's something that we can do together. We can enjoy it.
Right.
But doing a whole series like that doesn't sound like the best idea for us.
Okay.
I would say the way to keep us from getting bored. What?
Okay.
The way to keep us from getting bored with doing the gaming channel again would be to broaden our horizon of games, play games that we used to in the past, added on to maybe whenever we go to stores like, we're going to go ahead and mention the names of this, maybe whenever we go to like Edward McKay, we can look along the shelf, see if there's any games we think we could enjoy.
Yeah.
Maybe when we go to GameStop, we can look at games on there and see if there's something we can enjoy. Go to like Goodwill, see if there's any games there we would enjoy.
Yeah. This also brings a topic that I only just remembered. So when we were first starting the tryhards, we didn't know what we were gonna do.
Yeah, we
like
had no
as
idea.
our first game. So what we decided on doing was we homebrewed my 2DS and we played Kid Icarus Uprising together.
Yeah, your 2DS is homebrewed now to play games like that. My
Yeah.
3DS is homebrewed so we could do capture cards and stuff on that.
Yeah, it's hilarious.
But we did a tournament of Kid Icarus Uprising.
Which I suck at. I haven't played Kid Icarus Uprising in years.
And I was alright at it because I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But having CPUs in there kind of helped.
Yeah.
Helped to even the odds a little.
Yeah.
But I did want to bring up that topic with you.
Of course.
And of course, other game ideas. I mean, of course, looking along the shelf right here, we've got
plenty of games.
Yeah, we've got plenty of games on there. The one thing that you will not see a playthrough of is like Pokemon.
Yeah.
We're not doing Pokemon. Xenoblade would only be on the streaming channel. But like games like, honestly, I'd be okay with doing like a Terraria Let's Play.
Yeah.
Looking along the shelf here, Kirby Star Allies, that's something that we could enjoy.
We'll figure it all out.
And of course, we could just do a couple rounds of Super Smash Brothers as an episode.
Right. I mean, I'd be 100% down with doing that because I love Smash.
And even if we do something like really stupid, like let's say we did, just as an example, we pulled up 2 Game Boy emulators and played like the old OG games. Or like a Game Boy Advance, we link port this shit up.
You know what we could do with that?
What's up?
4 Swords.
4 Swords would require us getting the GameCube adapters and 2 flashcards.
Yeah.
Or 2 copies of 4 Swords Adventure, which I think are like for $25.
Yeah.
Which is not impossible. We could do it.
Yeah.
And I'd be totally down for playing 4 Swords. That is a game I've always wanted to play really badly. It's just something I could never got to sit down and bring myself to do.
Yeah. Well, now we would have an excuse.
But yeah, so sitting down, playing video games is something that I wanted to do again.
So here's actually something that I feel like we could do.
All right.
In our Discord, how about we set up a channel for game ideas for us to play on the tryhards?
I'm down. So if you guys want to suggest games for us to play on the Tryhards channel, or even stream or anything like that, if it's a single-player game, we're probably going to stream it because we can do commentary back and forth.
If anyone says Fortnite, I will kick you from the Discord.
We're not doing any shooters.
No.
Period.
Yeah.
None.
People, I can already guarantee people are just going to say, play Fortnite!
We
play
like Fortnite! We like Fortnite!
Your
we
fan
like
is
Fortnite!
moving. Your fan is moving.
We
when
like
you do
Fortnite!
that.
Oh my god! Whee!
Whee!
Better be careful, I might drop Mythra off the shelf.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. This is literally this entire shelf right here. I don't know if you guys can see the entire thing almost. All the way to here. Behind here is just Xenoblade Chronicles. I think that's Definitive Edition.
Yeah, that's definitive.
That's Definitive Edition's right there. I really love Xenoblade, and actually, on top of everything, you can't see that up there, is the disc soundtrack 3D printed of Erased by Essinger.
Yeah.
And behind everything is actually a plaque that you made for me a while back.
Yeah, so whenever he hit 100 subscribers on YouTube, which compared to both of our channels is a lot.
Yeah.
And they don't have 100 subscriber plaque, so I was like, you know what? I'll make him
you're
one.
halfway there.
Yeah, and
We're halfway there! Wow! Squidward in a chair! I had to.
No, but I made him. I didn't tell him what it was for, but I asked him to 3D print me
A play button.
and like 2 weeks later, whenever we hung out, I handed him the plaque.
Yeah, which is it's awesome. It sits behind me.
Yeah.
Um,
We're gonna end up upgrading it at some point because it's really scuffed. It was literally just a cardboard box that I cut in half and put the YouTube play button in it, and I said, "Here you go."
Yeah, we're going to we're going to 3D print a new one, new button. Probably frame it in some way,
Yeah.
shape, or form. That's become the hardest issue. Actually, is finding a proper frame.
Well, we could like make one out of wood.
Yeah, we could.
I mean, we have plenty of wood.
We
You've
could just
seen
spray
it.
paint it black.
Yeah. Like at my uncle's, we have plenty of like 2x4s and black spray paint. So
Yeah, I mean we could definitely do that.
yeah, I'll talk to him about it.
Sounds good. We just gotta be able to fit 8.5 by 11 paper in there. A little
Okay.
bit smaller. A little bit smaller is okay because we can just stick it to the back.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I guess that settles that.
That'll give me a new project to do.
Yeah, give you a new project to do, and my new project is still cassette tape collecting.
Oh yeah. Okay. So that's another topic we can talk about real quick. So he found a original Sony Walkman.
And actually, where's that? I think it's over in the bag. Is it in the Staples bag?
Might be. There's a Staples bag like right over there.
There we go.
There you go. Obviously, audio listeners won't be able to tell about the bag being over there, but
But yeah, we found an original Sony Walkman. If you want to know the exact one, it's the FX 323. It does work. We tested it.
It
It
works
just
quite
needs
well.
a little bit of cleaning on it. The reading head needs to be cleaned a little.
yeah, it's got
bit.
some scuff marks on it, but it's
I
easy
just hit my
fixes.
mic on my shirt.
Sorry, guys.
I'm sorry, audio listeners. I'm sorry, everyone. Actually, you all got hurt.
I'm sorry to my wife because I hate it.
I'm sorry too.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for your girlfriend whenever she ends up watching these.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
Did you realize this thing was set to listen to ferrite, or not ferrite tapes, metal tapes before?
Yeah.
Which means that they were actually potentially. Sorry for the hitting, guys, but that's actually pretty interesting to figure out. But yeah, I mean, it works. We listened to the Eden tape on it. We listened to Essinger.
And whenever we get it, we're gonna be listening to some Jeremy Zucker.
Yep, Jeremy Zucker. That album, unfortunately, has been postponed a little bit. It'll be around August the 16th when I get it.
Okay.
But I guess that can bring us to another thing. Another shipment that'll be coming soon is, this will be in the background of our podcast somewhere, is a signed photo from Eden.
Yes.
And this was actually an anniversary gift to me. For mine and Mid's 2-year anniversary, she got me this CD right here.
Yeah, the No Future from Eden.
And along with it, because of the timing of it, they were doing signed photos. And the signed photo is shipping out beginning of August.
Yes. So, I say we move on to our next topic because I have no clue. Again, I have no clue what the topics he has set up
I'm
are.
going to be 100% honest with you. We have burned through the topic list because the topics literally were, do you want to restart everything back to so we can have a channel again? And do you want to play different games? That was your topics that I would not let you see. Are you glad?
Those were the only 2 topics? Oh my god.
It's your topic list. Oh, wait, there's a third topic. Hold on, let me add that in there real quick. Put it in the topic list. Would you guys want to have the topic list, like, posted somewhere?
Let us know in the Discord or in any comments.
There you go. I put in the last topic.
Fuck yourself. That's literally the last topic. It's just go fuck yourself.
But yeah, I guess we can just talk about our random crap like normal now, which is pretty great. I will go ahead and let everyone know, for the purpose of the music listeners, the Otaku Box for this month has already shipped. Shipped out yesterday.
You said music listeners, by the way.
Shut the fuck up. The podcast listeners, the Otaku Box has shipped, so it'll be here within a couple weeks. It's coming from China, as they do. So it's got to go across customs and everything. It'll probably be out about 2 to 3 weeks, and then we'll have another video recording of Otaku Box.
Yes.
So I'm trying to think if we have anything. On our hunt for finding, whenever we found this lovely Walkman, we actually found 2 other cassette players. They were giant. One of them was an alarm, and the other one was like a small speaker system.
Yeah, both of them weren't great.
Weren't great. We actually have a boombox now that sits right here. Yeah, you can lift it up. It's plugged in. But it's a Sony boombox. And the only reason we picked it up, or the only reason I picked it up, because you weren't with me at the time,
Yes.
was because that, of course, it takes cassette tapes. I know y'all can't see that, but it takes cassette tapes in there. It's got recording capabilities, so you can take the CDs from the top, record them onto cassette tapes, and make yourself some cassettes.
He actually did order blank cassette tapes.
Which is why I've got a bunch of blank cassettes now. Because now, I can take the time to... I'm actually going to open one of these. That's a lovely loud sound. I'm actually going to open one of these. Do you have a knife?
You already know I got a knife. Let me see it.
Let me see this. I haven't held one of these in a while, so... Feels strong.
Good fixed blade.
Broke the seal.
You're handing it to me the wrong way, sir. You're supposed to hand it to someone like this, and then you...
Ah, got it. Listen, I never claimed to be good with these things.
Fair. I'm a knife guy.
You're the knife guy. I'm a cassette guy.
Both otakus.
Both otakus, in case you couldn't
Love
tell.
Xenoblade.
Oh, love Xenoblade. There's nothing that could stop us from
You
playing.
know, okay, so this is a fun thing. I don't know if we ever talked about this. The way that you got introduced to Xenoblade was actually because I went to a cookout with you. I was at your grandmother's.
Yes.
And my ringtone at the time was the He Will Know Our Names from Xenoblade.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. And he heard it and he was like, "What's that from? That sounds cool." And I was like, "It's from Xenoblade."
I'm like, what the heck is that?
It's like, it's an RPG. I don't like RPGs, but I'll look into it.
And I ended up loving it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Cool. We'll actually stick that in the cassette deck for testing later. But,
You know what you're gonna do now?
what?
Are you gonna record Dough I Missed on that?
No, I'm going to put that on a button.
Dough I Missed button.
No, the whole point of having that was so that if an album that I like exists that wasn't on cassette, I could make it into a
I
cassette.
accidentally just hit and like, I'm sorry guys.
I'm sorry. I had a thought process of where I was going, and it completely blew out of my head.
You lost your memory.
I never have any memory to begin with. What were we talking about before the cassette, or during the cassette? What the hell were we talking about?
Xenoblade.
Oh, so you had me listen to that, and then also, what finally got me to start playing it was the trailer for it.
Yeah, it
for
came out on the 3DS.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3D. The trailer for it came out, and I looked at it, and Shulk's scream of "I'll kill you" in that trailer is what got me.
Really?
Yes. Because that scream was like, wow. That's great. Because the voice acting of that game is beautiful.
Oh, it's great. It's just a great game, period.
But there was IGN trashed that game. You want to talk about that? You want to talk about how IGN screwed up their review of that game so horribly? You want to talk about that?
Sure.
So IGN made a review for this game. I don't know if you've actually seen the review for it.
No, I haven't.
So IGN Xenoblade review. Just pull that up. IGN gave it an 8 out of 10, which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Except for the fact that IGN only goes from 1, basically goes 1 through 5, which their 5 is the equivalent of a 0. But I'm just going to read this quote off for you, and I'm going to get your reaction to it. Are you ready?
Yeah.
So this review was made by Travis Northup. Don't go after him. Seriously. Don't do that.
We do not.
We do not condone that. But I'm going to read this to you. You'll travel You'll travel inside a creature's body and fight creatures inside of it like a twisted episode of the Magic School Bus.
What the
Oh god. Okay, I haven't even read through this full thing. Like a lot of JRPGs, the story goes to the same really. Really weird places by the end, and many of which are confusing as they are preposterous. But Xenoblade Chronicles owns its own absurdity so well that it works. It is the dialogue laughably overwritten, almost like the characters are trying to find as many ways to say the same thing as possible. Yep. Is the story over the top and needlessly convoluted with cutscenes that run on far too long? Absolutely. But when you're talking a game that begins with a bunch of people living on a dead god's corpse, so don't be surprised when things get weirder from there. That madness is part of the fun.
What the fuck?
And of course, he crapped on the end story of the game, Definitive Edition's future connected thing takes place a year after, which is of course true.
Mm-hmm.
But he says it takes place with the weakest character of the game, Melia.
That's not true.
The weakest character in the game, story-wise, is Sharla. It's either Sharla or Dunban.
Yeah.
Because Dunban, he's there because because Fiora. That's it.
Yeah. In
Charlotte?
my eyes, the only actual like weak character to me is Ricky. And he's barely.
Oh, his is literally just I'm the hero pawn.
Yeah.
I got sent here. That's all you get, and then you get the nice little cutscenes between him and Melia.
Well, no, I mean like he's actually weak. Like he's hard to use.
Oh, he's a strong as hell character if you know how to use him right.
Yeah.
He's overpowered.
Yeah, I don't use him, so I wouldn't know.
But like story-wise weak, I would definitely go with Dunban or probably Sharla. I think
Yeah.
Sharla would be the best to be like
Yeah.
a weak character.
But Melia is able to take on a Telethia
And Melia is
without
like,
Monado Purge.
and the story thing about her is literally just spoiler for this entire thing, real quick.
Yeah.
So Melia's whole thing is that she's struggling with the idea of trying to become the leader of the High Entia. If you move that mic again, I'm going to punch you in the throat.
I'm moving it so that I don't hit it.
She's trying to become the leader of the High Entia and struggling to realize that this is what she must do, as well as the simple fact of she has to witness most of her family die.
Yeah.
Her father dies in front of her.
Her father dies in front of her. Her brother she has to kill.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, or if you don't know, you shouldn't be listening. But High Entia become Telethia whenever
Yeah.
they get massive amounts of ether.
Yeah.
And High Entia, if you are pure High Entia, you are going to turn into a Telethia.
However, Melia is a Homs High Entia breed.
Yeah, they're a hybrid.
Yeah.
So with her being a half Homs, half High Entia hybrid, it makes it a little bit less treacherous on her.
Yeah.
Which is great. But she's not the weakest character. You can't say that.
Because she can literally kill a Telethia without Monado Purge.
And to say she's the weakest story-wise is insult.
Because she literally does.
She
so
has
much.
to deal with so much. And even though having her story finally conclude was great, she's back with the High Entia and everything. I don't agree with that.
I don't at all.
And like really, I don't know how to go along with the whole IGN thing because it's seriously like really, you're really just going to make this game seem like it's just repetitive, and you're like they complained on one of their remakes because literally nothing had been changed other than the graphics, which
Yeah.
is the point of a remake. To make you have this game you didn't get to experience before available to you. Xenoblade Chronicles, even if they didn't have that future connected thing, I would have picked it up. Because the
Right.
game was beautiful. It was an amazing game to go through again and completely worth it. Even if it's just the simple fact that even if you're going through it would be a casual mode. I don't care. It's a beautiful game and you should respect that.
Yeah. You don't have to... Okay, so this is actually something similar. We went to a Comic-Con, and there's this guy who was trashing on the new look. And, I mean, yeah, what he was saying made sense. He thought, oh, well, it doesn't look as realistic. The game itself was made to look anime, but the Wii just couldn't comprehend that.
They even said in an interview that that they were so happy about Definitive Edition because they could fix the one thing they couldn't do on the Wii, the graphics.
Right.
They made Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition look perfect. The new eyes were made so that they could be expressive. They weren't flat textures that looked like nothing. It was great.
Yeah.
To be able to have them have this emotion in every single cutscene that we didn't have before. You can't shit on that.
You can't.
It's beautiful, and it's amazing as it is. It was the game itself was beautiful to begin with, and people even gave it 4K textures to make it look even nicer. But to say Definitive Edition is not beautiful, or to say that it looks bad because it looks like Xenoblade Chronicles 2. First of all, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was a good game.
It was.
It was beautiful. Torna was great. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was great. And even with the anime art style, they made the waifu characters, of course, which I'm okay with. For obvious reasons, I have them on my shelf.
And they're also really good fat material. Sorry, had to do it.
Wow. 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 Timestamp.
But can you... but can you deny, though?
36.
Can you deny?
I can't deny it. I can't deny it, but
I may or
I
may not
didn't
have images on my phone.
you don't.
I do.
You might want to share that. This is going to be an interesting introduction to your girlfriend about the podcast. If you're listening to this, Jean's girlfriend, hi. Welcome to the podcast. He's flipping me off. Don't worry. He's a good kid. Most of the time. You're a good kid.
Fuck you.
I'll pass. Or were you just giving that message across? You want to hand me that book?
Hey, Google. Roll a 17-sided die.
Was that about panties I just read?
Oh my gosh.
It's 17.
Miscellaneous again!
Let's go!
We're going to finally read about girls' bathrooms.
What the fuck?
Am I reading The Mystery of Women's Toilets or this one that looks like a bunch of poems?
Mystery of Women's Toilets.
Here we go! Listen to me butcher a bunch of reading because this is long. That's what she said.
It's actually the opposite of what she said.
Sorry. Mystery of Women's Toilets.
Sorry, Layla. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
You good?
Go the fuck ahead.
My mother was a fanatic about... What? Hold on. My mother was a fanatic about public toilets. As a little girl, she'd bring me to the stall, teach me to wad up toilet paper and wipe the seat. Then she'd carefully lay strips of toilet paper to cover the seat. Finally, she'd instruct never sit on a public toilet seat, and then she'd demonstrate the stance, which consisted of balancing over the toilet in a sitting position without actually letting any of your flesh make contact with the toilet seat. But by this time, I'd have wet down my leg and we'd go home. That was a long time ago. Even now, in our more mature years, this stance is excruciatingly difficult to maintain when one's bladder is especially full. When you have to go in a public restroom, you'll find that a line of women that makes you think there's a half-price sale on Mel Gibson's underwear in there. So you wait and smile politely at all the other ladies also crossing their legs and smiling politely. As you finally get closer, you check for feet under the stall doors. Everyone is occupied. Finally, a stall door opens and you dash, nearly knocking down the woman leaving the stall. You get in and find the door won't latch. That doesn't matter. You hug your purse, hang your purse. You hang your purse on the door. The heck? Yank down your pants and assume the stance. Relief, more relief. Then your thighs begin to shake. You'd love to sit down, but certainly hadn't taken the time to wipe your seat or lay toilet paper on it. So you hold the stance as your thighs experience a quake that would register at an 8 on the Richter scale. To take your mind off of it, you reach for the toilet paper. The toilet paper dispenser is empty. Your thighs shake more. You remember the tiny tissue you blew your nose on that's in your purse. That would have to do. You crumple it in the puffiest way possible. It is still smaller than your thumbnail.
Fuck.
Someone pushes open your stall door because the latch doesn't work and your purse whams you in the head. Occupied! You scream as you reach for the door, dropping your tissue in the puddle and falling backward directly onto the toilet seat. You get up quickly, but it's too late. Your bare bottom has made contact with all the germs and life forms on the bare seat because you never laid down toilet paper. Not that there was any, even if you had enough time to. And your mother would be utterly ashamed of you if she knew, because her bare bottom had never touched the public seat because, frankly, you don't know what kind of diseases you could get. And by this time, the automatic sensor on the back of the toilet is so confused that it flushes, sending up a stream of water akin to a fountain that suddenly sucks everything down with such a force that you grab onto the toilet paper dispenser for fear of getting dragged to China. At this point, you give up. You're soaked by the splashing water. You're exhausted. You try to wipe with a green jinket of paper you found in your pocket, then slink out inconspicuously to the sinks. You can't figure out how to operate the sinks with the automatic sensor, so you wipe your hands with spit on a dried paper towel and walk past the line of women still waiting, cross-legged and unable to smile politely at this point. One kind soul at the very end of the line points out that you're trailing a piece of toilet paper on your shoe as long as the Mississippi River. You yank the paper from your shoe, plunk it on the woman's head, and say warmly, "There, you might need this." At this time, you see your spouse, who has used and exited the bathroom and read a copy of World and Peace while waiting on you. "What took you so long?" he asks, annoyed. You then kick him sharply in the shin and go home. This is dedicated to all women everywhere who have ever had to deal with a public toilet, and it finally explains to all you men what takes us so long.
What the fuck? My favorite part about that was being scared of being dragged to China.
I think my favorite part about that is that I read that actually better than I expected, even if I stuttered a lot.
Yeah. Timestamp, by the way.
I don't need to. I don't care.
You're gonna put that whole thing.
I need to still censor out you saying fap material.
Why?
I don't care. You know what? We'll just leave it in. Screw it.
We'll leave it on. That's what she said.
For years and years, they told me, be careful of your breasts. Don't ever squeeze or bruise them, and give them monthly tests. So I heeded all their warnings and protected them by law, guarded them very carefully, and always wore a bra. After 30 years of careful care, my doctor found a lump. He ordered up a mammogram and looked inside the clump. Stand up very close, he said, and she said, as she got up my boob in line. Then tell me when it hurts, she said. Ah, yes, there, that's just fine. She stepped upon a pedal. I couldn't believe my eyes. A plastic plate was pressing down. My boob was in a vice. My skin was stretched from way up by my chin. My poor boob was being squished to Swedish pancake thin. Take a deep breath, she said. Who does she think she's kidding? My chest is smushed in her machine. I can't breathe the woozy I'm getting. There, that was good, I would hear her say as the moon was slowly swaying. Now let's get the other one. Lord have mercy, I was praying. It squeezed me from up and down and squeezed me from both sides. I bet she'd never had this done to her tender little hide. If I had no problem when she came in, I surely have one now. If there had been a cyst in there, it would have popped. Kerpow! This machine was made by man, of this I have no doubt. I'd like to get his balls in there, for months he'll go without.
That was good.
Am I reading another one or are we good?
I think we're good. Thank you guys so much for watching the Tryhards podcast.
We have some plugs to do!
Yeah! So, as always, go follow us on both Instagram and Twitter. I am Exiled Jeany on both. XYLE_Jeany.
And Pokemon Rocks 9 on both there and Twitch. And also, go ahead and join our Discord.
Mm-hmm. And I am Jeany_boy_games on Twitch.
And, our YouTube names are literally right there, and they should also be in the description. If they're not, oh well, go find our Discord, go on our Discord to find our YouTube links.
Mm-hmm.
And, think that's it. And, Jean, I have one question for you.
Yeah?
Can you please, for the love of all that is holy, refrain from saying any sort of cuss words at the end of this one?